Today on CTV News at 5, local Starbucks shut down, the locations where you'll no longer be able to get your coffee fix. Plus, looking for a leg up, the Kitchener puppy in need of help and how you can assist in his road to recovery. And our Oktoberfest Club features continue. We highlight all that Concordia has to offer. CTV News at 5 starts right now. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here with us. 2 local Starbucks locations in Waterloo are among the stores shuttered across North America. It's impacting jobs and disappointing for coffee lovers in 2 popular areas. Here's CTV's Karis Map.
I'm currently outside what was the Starbucks on the busy corner of King Street North and University Avenue in Waterloo. This coffee shop, once a popular place for students in the University District to study, now stripped of all logos with only a note left on the door to inform customers of the closure. Saturday marked the final shift for Baristas at this location. They were made aware of the closure Thursday. It's part of the company's $1 billion restructuring plan, with 1% of stores shutting down in North America. Local coffee drinkers who frequented this Starbucks say they had no idea their most recent cup would be their last brew here.
It's just so sad because we would go here all the time, and the one on campus always has such a long line, so it's just such a sad thing to see.
There are a lot of local cafes and businesses in the area, so I'll probably end up heading in that direction rather than looking for another Starbucks. But having it here was indeed convenient, so that's a little unfortunate.
Coming up at 6, I'll hear from an employee at this location and have more on their experience with the closure and what they've heard from the company since. Karis Map, CTV News, Waterloo.
4 Waterloo Regional Police constables took the stand today at a second-degree murder trial. We go to CTV's Tony Grace live in studio for a closer look at this and some other stories we're following. Tony, good afternoon.
Leanne, thank you. Dylan Morera is accused of a triple stabbing that killed his girlfriend and seriously injured his girlfriend's daughter and his own mother. Each constable who took the stand today gave their accounts of what they saw when they arrived on the scene in Kitchener in November 2022. Each testified there was a lot of blood throughout the home. Some testified that Morera resisted arrest and was aggressive toward the officers. A couple of constables told court they could see a dog inside the home with blood coming from its neck. CTV's Spencer Turcott has more on the testimony coming up at 6. And also tonight, details on the decision to revoke the statutory release of a man who stabbed his ex-girlfriend and a police officer in Cambridge 10 years ago. Wesley Laforme has been caught not following the conditions of his statutory release in the past. Krista Simpson will have details on this latest breach and what happens next. That's all coming up at 6. Leanne, back over to you.
Okay, Tony, thanks very much. We will take a quick break and tell you what you need to know. Celebrate, move, and connect at Pilates and Prosecco, hosted by Mondays. It's happening at Park Hill Studios in Cambridge, Sunday from 10 until 1 p.m. Tickets are limited, but you can grab them online. And a live look outside this hour. Wow, it is October 1st, but it certainly does not feel like it out there in Waterloo region today. Beautiful sunshine for the middle of the week. Alex Pinto will join us with the full forecast coming up.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvkitchener.ca, your home for news.
A Kitchener bus company is changing ownership. For 42 years, Larry and Lorna Hunt have ran Great Canadian Holidays and Coaches. They've sold the company to a group of investors, but say no major changes are expected. The buyers also got ownership of a Northern Ontario bus company and plan to grow both operations. Despite selling, the Hunts will remain business partners with the new owners.
It's in great hands. Combined with Ankit, his partner Reza, our daughter Michelle is looking after the tour company. Our present coach manager Caroline is looking after the coach company. Nothing's changing. It's in great hands.
Colton Weens will have more on the couple's decision tonight at 6.
Well, the countdown to Oktoberfest is on, and we are here at the Concordia Club with President Rob Kurt. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you for coming.
So very, very exciting year. What are some of the highlights that people can look forward to this year?
Well, like usual, our big tent offers many games for people to play. We also have 3 different, I'll call it venues within one. If you want the circus, basically be out in the big tent, a little bit calmer, a little bit quieter in the hall. And if you want to enjoy some fine dining with some nice background music, that's when you enjoy the Schenka.
And this is a club that a lot of people look forward to at Oktoberfest time. You were telling us before there is something new that people can expect this year as well.
Yes, so we've looked at the Wednesday night and we've actually went back, re-geared, and we're doing a honky tonk at the conch.
Okay.
We're introducing country to the big tent.
I love that. What can people expect on the country night?
So we have a local band called Mojo Cola, along with the Black Forest Band, who usually plays there, and they're going to be gearing more towards country. We've actually talked to a bunch of line dancers, and the event is actually going to once again support the Waterloo Region Food Bank.
Yeehaw.
Oh yeah, so you want to maybe get your shoes on for some line dancing, which would be fun to see. Can you talk a little bit about the preparation, what goes in behind the scenes that people might not see, and just the work that you're going in, and it's months before you're preparing?
So we actually start erecting the tent right after Civic Holiday every year. It usually takes us about a week and a half to 2 weeks to get that done. After that, we install the initial electrical, so we have high bays for my guys to work in there. Once that's completed, it's probably about 3 to 4 weeks of setting up the booths, the bars, so forth and so on. And then the last week and a half, 2 weeks is putting the tables in and then loading the beer, more so than anything else, along with the food.
There's a lot of beer.
Oh, yes, lots of beer.
And a lot of food. What about for people who have never done Oktoberfesting before? What would you say to them as your advice before coming out to Concordia Club?
Be prepared to meet and greet a lot of people. Be prepared to enjoy some German cuisine. If you wish to partake in beer, I mean, it's here. We also have non-alcoholic, and we do have some vegetarian options for people if they can't eat the regular traditional German fare.
Okay, and speaking of food, not getting hungry at all now. What kind of food? No, not at all. Schnitzel, obviously a big one. What else can people expect?
So we do schnitzel, we do rouladen, we make our own cabbage rolls. I believe the girls have made between 4,000 and 6,000 cabbage rolls already. We have pigtails, which we do with our own recipe here in the house. And about 3 years ago, Chef Jeff, myself, and the sausage Scientologist, I'll call him, from Finest Meats, developed our own sausage with our own blend of flavors, and seems to be a real hit with our customers last year.
One thing we were chatting about a little bit before too was hyper-local. You're using a lot of local vendors, local ingredients as well. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yes. So Waterloo Brewing was our first vendor we brought on about 4 years ago. Now, along with Waterloo Brewing, we have Finest Sausage, we have Heidelberg Meats, we have Waterloo Produce, Oak Grain Harvest Bread House for our buns and different bread aspects, and the pretzels.
Nice. Love that it's all local. It's all, supporting the community as a whole. Rob, you said you have been the president for 12 years?
That's correct.
Okay, so what is your favorite thing that you look forward to the most at this time of year?
Family Days. Family Days. When I first took over as president 12 years ago, I initiated something with my miss in passing out suckers to all the kids. We were maybe having about 1,000 to 1,500 people. Now we're having between 4,000 and 5,000 people pass through here on the Sundays and Mondays during Oktoberfest.
Wow, that's amazing.
Oh, yes.
Well, thanks for sharing some of the history with us and the new things as well for what's to come this Oktoberfest.
Honky tonk at the conch.
All right. Thanks, Rob.
You're welcome.
Lots of fun on tap at the Concordia Club this year. Okay, here's what you need to know. Plan your perfect day at the KW Wedding Expo. Check out vendors and get in on plenty of prizes up for grabs. It's happening Sunday from 11 to 4 at Bingaman's. Stay with us. October 1st.
October 1st.
It's crazy.
Hard to believe we are here and it does not feel like fall. It feels like another summer day out there.
We've been blessed with beautiful conditions. I am soaking it all in right now. It's amazing.
Because especially when we get into the months of November, when things get a little bit more gray, quite a bit cooler. You know, we're not going to say the snow word yet. We still have lots of time for that, which is great. But yes, if you're a fan of more summer-like and warm weather, this has been a couple weeks for you, because even looking ahead to the rest of this work week, getting into the weekend, things are looking pretty good.
Yeah, you'll love to see it, especially this far into fall.
Yes. All right. And as we take a live look outside, you can see that sun still shining out there. We do have a little bit of a breeze, and hard to believe we're actually not that far off in terms of seasonal. Seasonal's around 16 degrees for us right now. We hit a high of 18. But if you were standing in that direct sunlight, we were a little bit earlier when we were at a shoot at a local farm today, and it felt a lot warmer than 18 degrees. So yeah, being in that direct sunlight really makes a big, big difference. But overall, again, you're a fan of this. This has been the week for you, because if we look ahead at our future cast for the rest of the evening into the overnight, mainly clear. Not too much activity for us to see. We could see a little bit of cloud cover start to roll in on Thursday, but still, even for Thursday, expected to be mainly sunny, again with a little bit of cloud cover on and off. But yeah, in terms of for Friday, looking pretty good as well. Mainly clear conditions at this point. If you are planning to be a little bit further north, maybe you're going to be heading to cottage country, so Barrie, Aurelia, you could be seeing a little bit more cloud in terms of overcast conditions there. Temperature wise, so 18 is what we're sitting at, which is our daytime high. We hit that this afternoon here in Kitchener, Waterloo. Many other areas, so Toronto, Hamilton sitting more seasonal at 16 or so this afternoon. London, though, a little bit warmer, 20 degrees, 21 in Godrich, which is kind of interesting because normally, too, by the water, it could feel a little bit cooler, but actually feeling a bit more of a warmer day out there. So overnight, though, and if you notice this first thing in the morning, it is quite cool out there. So 5 degrees is what we're expected to dip down to. We're expected to see, again, mainly clear conditions. And if you are someone who is up quite early, 6, 7 o'clock, you're taking the dog for a walk, you would have noticed it a little bit cool this morning. So tomorrow, 21 degrees. That is our expected daytime high. Mainly sunny conditions, and that UV index, again, with that sun shining, it is going to feel hot. Considered to be at a 6 tomorrow, which is high. So with that humidex, too, just to kind of compare what we saw a little bit before, we're not feeling any extreme humidity, which is pretty nice to see. So right now, 18 degrees, it is feeling like 18 degrees. So normal, like we mentioned before, 16 is our normal for this time of year. Record high, though, 30 degrees that was set on this day in 2019, and minus 3.3, that's what we dipped down to on this day in 1947. In terms of that sun now setting, we're getting closer to the 7 o'clock on the dot mark. 7:03, that is when that sun is officially going down now. So this is what the next few days is expected to look like. Mainly sunny sky for Thursday. Again, we could see a little bit of that cloud cover start to develop. 21 degrees is our expected daytime high. But Friday right through Sunday, mid to upper 20s. Again, feeling more summer-like. Sunny sky in store. We could get a little bit more of relief from that direct sunlight when we look at your Saturday. Mix of sun and cloud expected. In terms of overnight lows, getting into that more seasonal territory, sitting from 7 right through to 13. Well, it is time for another early bird deadline with the Split the Pot lottery, and Troy Murray joins us now, Director of Philanthropy here at the Waterloo Regional Health Network Foundation. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks so much for having me.
So yes, another Split the Pot lottery up for grabs, which is very exciting. Can you talk a bit about your partnership with Split the Pot and the impact it has here?
Sure. So Split the Pot is Ontario's largest collaborative lottery across the province. Obviously, there's 83 hospitals and foundations involved. So Split the Pot, it's a fun way to get involved to help fund life-saving equipment and win life-changing prizes.
How important is it to have good quality care so close to home for many patients?
It's essential. We have one of the fastest growing communities here in the province, and we want to make sure that the residents here get the best possible care close to home here at Wren.
Okay, so when we look at prize and, of course, deadline for people interested, what do they need to know?
Sure. So if they go to splitthepot.ca, they can purchase their tickets. The best bang for your buck is buying the $100 option, and you can get up to 700 tickets. So that's only 14 cents per ticket. Or you can start as little as $10 to enter yourself into the draw. Tonight's actually the first early bird deadline, and you have the chance to win $50,000. And there is a guaranteed $500,000 jackpot this month.
We are inside one of the radiation treatment rooms now here, and Marie Ambrosio joins us. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about where we are today and what's behind us.
So in the KW region, we are one of the 14 regional cancer centers across Ontario. So this community is very lucky to have one of the radiation treatment centers here and local for them to come and have treatment for their cancer, if that's what their treatment is. Behind us, we have one of the linear accelerators. This is actually our newest one. Over the next 5 years, we will be replacing all of our current machines that we have, and that is done by the province. But all of the equipment that we use to treat the patients is funded by often our community. And one piece of equipment that's on the treatment bed right now is one of our breastboards that was funded by the foundation last year, and we were able to get breastboards for all of our treatment machines.
When we talk about funding and the importance of receiving that too from the foundation, from members of the community, how important is that for someone like yourself?
It is so important for our community here to have that type of funding because it lets us have that leading edge technology and the equipment that goes along with it as an option for people in the KW region so that they're not traveling to places like London or Toronto in order to get that treatment.
Mm-hmm. When we're seeing this funding coming in, what are some other areas when you're seeing it firsthand working here where there is a need and that you would like to see more of?
Currently, we are in need of getting some SBRT boards, both for our lung treatments and for our head and neck treatments, in order to stay with that leading edge technology so that patients can have those advanced treatments here in the region.
Okay, so how exactly does this machine work? And even the item 2, I know you were mentioning a bit before, this helps a patient pretty much stay still.
Yes, exactly. So when a patient comes to us for treatment, we start with a CT scan to plan all of their treatments on, and then they come into one of the treatment rooms once that's ready, and they'll be laying down on a treatment table just like this. So this is one specific setup we have. The equipment that we have on the table here is going to help the patient be comfortable and to stay still for their treatment. So having this type of equipment is very important for those reasons. And then once they're laying down and in the proper position, the machine does all of the work for us. So it moves to the areas where it's going to be delivering treatment. It can be delivering treatment the entire time, but what's important here is that the patient is comfortable and thus staying still for treatment.
Okay, we are here with Sarah Kahn now at the Cancer Center. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So when we talk about funding and really money needed to go into the Cancer Center here, what are some major highlights for you?
Well, the Cancer Center here helps support patients for the whole region. So we're growing at a really, really rapid rate. So if you look at just last year, we had over 13,000 patients come through the Cancer Center. It's about 167,000 visits, and we're growing at a rate of about 6 to 8% per year of new patients and new treatments coming. So we have a lot of just general needs, whether it's equipment or we have programs that help support patients trying to get to treatment, whether it is accommodations, travel, even things like nutrition, things like that that patients need.
When you're seeing faces coming through the Cancer Center as well, in and out of the doors there, what's that like for you, and to really see where funding goes directly and how it's actually impacting patients?
I grew up in Kitchener-Waterloo, so I'm very much feel part of the community, and I know how much patients really feel connected to this Cancer Center, that this is where they get all of their care now, whether it's systemic chemotherapy or radiation, and so it really makes it feel like it's a Waterloo and Wellington region program that everyone can be very proud of.
This year's Oktoberfest Thanksgiving Day Parade Marshal has been announced. Canadian football icon Michael Pinball Clemens will be back in KW for this year's event. He was also the marshal back in 1992. You can read more about the annual tradition over on our website, ctvnewskitchener.ca. One of the world's most famous and beloved zoologists has died. Jane Goodall gained worldwide fame for her decades of research on chimpanzees in the wild. Through her study of the species, Goodall proved that primates display behaviors similar to humans. In addition to her revolutionary work, Goodall was active in educating millions around the world through her speaking engagements. She died this morning in California while on a speaking tour. Jane Goodall was 91 years old. 3 people were sent to hospital after a serious crash in Puslinch. An SUV and sedan collided around 9:30 last night on Side Road 10 near Laird Road West. The 21-year-old driver of the SUV had minor injuries. The 30-year-old driver of the sedan was also hurt. A 29-year-old passenger had serious life-altering injuries. The 21-year-old driver from Puslinch was charged with careless driving causing bodily harm. Jurors in Ontario who are not paid by their employers for jury duty will now be compensated. They'll be paid $120 a day for each day of jury duty. Under the previous pay structure, jurors were paid nothing for the first 10 days of a trial. They were then paid $40 a day between day 11 and 49 and $100 from day 50 onwards. A little puppy named Valor is looking for a leg up. He lost the use of his back legs at just 5 weeks old and is on the road to regain his strength. But to do that, he needs physical therapy, which comes at a hefty cost for Hobo Haven Rescue in St. Jacobs.
He hasn't got a lot of the normal motions that he will need to be able to fully function. So we're going to attend rehab for as long as he needs, to the point where we see, okay.
CTV's Alexandra Hollick will have more details on how you can help coming up at 6. And finally for us, a high school choir is proving to be the real school of rock. They've performed with artists like Foreigner and Melissa Etheridge in the past, but this week in Toronto, they took the stage with the one and only Alice Cooper. Even before the group hit the stage, Cooper was on hand to make sure each of them had a special makeup kit to get rock star ready.
They were so supportive of our kids from the get-go. We were sending them rehearsal videos. They would give us feedback on things. The kids were learning how to adapt, sometimes at the last minute, in terms of what's actually needed to put on a show of this magnitude.
At 6, Ashley Bacon will hear from some of the choir members, including one teen who had their makeup done by Alice Cooper himself. Wow, this group has had an incredible run and they're getting amazing opportunities as well. Can't wait to see that full story. We'll meet you back here at the top of the hour for your next local news. For now, over to CTV National. Have a great night.